Thanks to topsport.com.au. We're doing the Sydney racing preview and I'm joined by Mark Rhoden. How are you, Mark?
Very well indeed, Mark.
So Saturday this week we're on the Kensington at Randwick. The Kenzo in general, happy hunting ground for you?
Yeah, I don't mind it at all. Has a reputation as a bit of a momentum track, which I think is true to some extent. But it's sort of a lot flatter than the course proper, so it does have a few tricks of its own. The one advantage it does have is it's a much better wet weather track than the course proper, so that's going to help it tomorrow. They got 15 mils overnight, which put it into the top 6 range, but windy today and no rain tomorrow. I would expect 5 at worst and maybe even 4.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. So, it's quite wet in certain parts of the country, but it sounds like the track in Sydney might not be too bad.
I don't think it'll be too bad underfoot. The big issue tomorrow, judging by the forecast, is going to be the wind. There's a strong westerly forecast, which is pretty rare for Randwick. You don't get too many westerlies. In fact, the only one I could find in recent times on the Kenzo was a midweek meeting last September.
Right.
Same rail position as this too. So it's probably the best guide, and it was a bit on pace, but nothing major. Horses back in the field with the trail were able to win, and actually the last 2 winners circled from back in the field and came right in the middle. So I don't want to nail my colours to the mast too early, but it could be on pace early, wide, late, but pretty fair overall, I hope.
So rail's out too tomorrow, I think. Is that right?
Yeah.
No worries. All right, we'll have a look at the quaddie legs. So we'll jump into race 6, which is the benchmark 78 for the fillies and mares over the 1300. For Top Sport, Rock O'Clock $2.90. Looks like it's been backed. Is out on its own from So Taken at $5. My Demetra and Sakura at $6, and Bring the Ransom at $6.50 with the rest in double figures. How does your market look?
Pretty different, actually. We've got 3 emergencies are all sort of roughly, in the market, between $12 and $14.
Yeah.
So they're all, considered half chances. It's a race I do want to bet in because I don't like the favourite at all. She was very well backed in the good fillies race first up, and she was taken to the sit outside the leader and over raced and weakened. But I couldn't see the reason to be on her in that start anyway. She trialled very ordinarily, I thought, and now she's just given up completely from the turn first up. I just don't see. The one reason you've got to back her is she won here after missing the start last prep. So Kenzo can be a specialist track. That's it. But that's the only reason I'd even have her in the market, let alone favourite. So it's a race I want to bet in. But at this stage, I don't know exactly what shape that's going to take. The one I want to be on if it gets a run is Feather, number 13.
Yep.
Drawn wide, which is going to inflate its price, as I was saying earlier. Hopefully by the second half of the program, that's not too big a disadvantage. If he goes back, get some cover, and unleash some sort of finish, it can go over the top. It's done that here before. I'm actually, even though I've got Rock O'Clock much longer, with the horses actually currently in the market, I'm pretty close to their prices. I think Sakura will go much better second up. I think Bring the Ransom, who has had obviously some injury issues because she has had very short preps. If she is still fit and well, she's a good chance. So Taken, My Demetra. Yeah, all these things in the market are chances, but they're not massive value at this stage.
Yeah.
If Feather gets a run, it's the one I'll be looking to back.
Yeah, Feather $14 with Top Sport at the moment.
Yeah, if it doesn't, it may be one of the occasions to get involved with Lane because, rather than try and find the winner, when I think all the others are pretty marginal value, just try and get Rock O'Clock beaten.
Okay, yeah, interesting. All right. We'll move on to race 7, which is the benchmark 88 over the 1250. High-low, $3.30 from High Tail at $4 for Top Sport. Improvement $6, Trumbull $7.50, and Into the Abyss at 10. Sorry. What about you? How you look here?
Yeah, actually, I like to look at this race when I first went to look at it, and there's some interesting first uppers. Into the Abyss, High Tail. and ready to profit. And I thought they've all trialled pretty ordinarily, to be honest. Watching their trials has put me off all three of them, which leaves us with those that have been racing. But I'm pretty similar to the market. High, low, I have on top. Best run this prep was first up at this track, so it could be a Kenzo specialist, which would make it the one to beat. But the rating that day was certainly good enough to win this. I'm just a bit worried that he's sort of on a bit of a downward pattern. That he wasn't quite as good second up, and then third up I was actually on him in the was it the Carbon Club, I think?
Yep.
Or the South Pacific, one of those. No, it was the South Pacific. Yeah, over-raced on the speed and was pretty plain, I thought. So whether he's the sort of horse I want to back at around 3:30, I don't know. Improvement was good in midweek class first up, has a definite chance. And Trumbull, if I could be certain they were going to ride it aggressively, I'd be giving it a very good chance. I just don't know what they do from barrier 10. They've certainly had the most success with it when they ride it positively. But last start, I had something on him and they just took no part in the race. He drew a similar barrier and they just dropped him out and ended 5-6 wide the entire, just had no hope. Okay. And whether they do something like that again from barrier 10, I don't know. And the horse also has a tendency to miss the start, which does himself no favours. So he's just a bit iffy from barrier 10. So,
Trumble's got J-Mac tomorrow. Has he had J-Mac in the past?
Yeah, he won. I had a good go at him earlier this year when he, last race, I think it was Randwick one day, he won for us with McDonald on, with a very positive ride. So yeah, hopefully they do that. But at this stage, I don't know. It's no bet. I don't think High-Low's great value. I don't like any of the first uppers. I'm probably too similar to the market at this stage, but that's one to keep an eye on overnight.
No worries. Race 8's another benchmark 88 over the 1400s. And just looking at top sports market. So Bandersnatch on top at $3.10 from Face Toss at $3.70. So it's all about the two of them. From Outrageous at $6.50, like Kingdom Come, the Emergency at $7.50, and Asharani at $8. Who have you got on top here?
I've got Outrageous, Face Toss, Outrageous, Bandersnatch pretty close together actually. Which probably Outrageous is the best value in the race. This is the best race of the day. Bandersnatch is really well placed with 55 in this class. He's first up, but he was set to go last week in the Hawkesbury Guineas at Rose Hill and scratched at the barrier. He wouldn't have won that. Dawn Passage flew. He wouldn't have beaten Dawn Passage, but still, on his best, he's very well placed in this. But just that setback last week, whether leading with the big Westerly is going to be any good by race 8 is also a bit up in the air, and the market certainly hasn't missed him at 3.10. Face Toss drawn wide, but that could be the right spot. I think I'm going to have to have more of a think about this. Actually, I think Outrageous is backable because he had a pretty tough trip last time in that same race as Trumbull first up. He won second up last prep with a positive ride from a low barrier draw. Now he's drawn wide here, but I think if they go and put him up in the race on the speed, he'll be very hard to beat. He's certainly competitive with the other two at his very best. So that's what I'd like to see. But I'm just wondering whether I've been too hard on Face Toss. This was actually the first race I looked at on Wednesday night, and I may have been a bit harsh on him from the barrier. If the wide gates are not a disadvantage by this stage, that will suit him. So, yeah, I might have been a bit harsh on Face Toss, and Bandersnatch is a real query. But if I was going to have a bet at this stage, it would be Outrageous. A small bet on Outrageous at the value. But it's a good and interesting race. But yeah, a few tricks.
Yeah, so you've basically got the three of them fairly even, you were saying, at the moment? Yeah,
I do. But I might have to have a bit of a reassessment.
Fair enough. And the last of the day was benchmark 78 over the 1550. Juventus favourite here, $3.60 with Top Sport from Agassi at $5, California Salto at $5.50, and Word for Word at $6.50. What about here? Do you got Juventus on top?
I've actually slightly into California Salto.
Okay.
Just 5 is probably backable. I'll probably end up on him, I think. Probably at the very best a shade further, but it has had 2 runs in now. It is up in trip. I think she's a filly, not her. She did enough behind Rubasaki last time in a pretty decent fillies race and is very well placed down on 54. I think she's easy to like in this. Juventus, 1550 is probably his upper limit, but he's performed fine at 1500, and he obviously has shown a liking for this track. He won very well for us at nice odds at a midweek meeting last time. So he's a friend of mine. He's right in this race. I just think he's probably right odds. And Agassi's the other one. Going to map well with Nash here, proven at the track. Competitive this class. He's probably found his right mark now, but he's in the race. I think he's probably right odds. And my old friend, Word for Word, who I swore off for life on the review show on Monday. So if anyone likes to employ that system, you'd want to be on her here. But I can't bring myself to back her. She's actually in a much easier race than she was last week. She wanted to make a case for her, and
sounds like you want to back her.
I don't. I know. I mean, on all you can certainly make a case for her on figures and class and map and all those sort of things. But no, I've been to the well once too often with her, and she can win without me now. But I do think California Salto is the one with the upside, and very solid chance, and not a bad price at 550.
Okay, no worries. All right, so you said you just got a race or two maybe to sharpen up, and members get your rated markets tomorrow, of course, as well. Right. So perhaps a bit of a day to see how things are going. Yes,
I'd say so, and we now I know how much rain they got overnight. That was also up in the air. Yesterday, I can tune all these markets up this afternoon.
Good stuff. All right, thanks for that. We look forward to Kensington tomorrow, and then we'll catch up on Monday and see how it all went.
Excellent. I'll talk to you then.
Cheers.